The Source at 732-8000.
Just one more way WOCA The Source is reaching out to Ocala and Marion County to make this the best community possible.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala!
To know somebody who knows the plan. That's what I say. It's good to know somebody who knows the plan. Carol Ann Baldwin is here. This is her show. It's In the Garden with Carol Ann, and it's our opportunity to really remember that life can be good. I think when you're gardening, life can be good. I cut my grass.
Yeah.
I cut my grass, and it made all the difference in the world.
Just everything looks clean.
Next is my hair. Next, I cut my hair.
Get the spring haircut.
But anyway, good morning, Carol Ann. How you doing?
Real good. Real good.
Yeah, I mean, it is a nice feeling. This is why we stare at our grass after we cut the grass. Oh, wow, that looks so
actually,
good.
After you mow the grass and you go out there with your lemonade or iced tea,
right.
The smell of fresh mowed grass,
yeah.
as long as you're not allergic to it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, one of those things. Oh, it's just a refreshing.
Just good. I'm not a good lawnmower maintenance guy.
No.
I doubt that my blade is sharp.
Probably.
By your standards. No. I mean, it did a good job, though. I mean,
if it mows, the way you can tell if the blade was sharp is look at the grass that's left over. If it looks like it's been cut,
yeah,
it's sharp. If it looks like it's been ripped,
which is probably what it looks like.
It needs to be. If it looks like it's been ripped, like ragged, your blade needs to be sharpened.
So what does it hurt the grass if it's ragged?
It can actually leave it a little. It'll look burnt because those little ripped edges will dry out. If it's cut cleanly, it kind of goes two different ways. If you're using an axe to chop down a tree, if it's sharp, it's a lot easier to do it. If
it makes sense, yeah.
Your lawnmower blade is sharp, it's a lot easier to cut it. It goes through faster, it mows off cleaner, and you can also do the thing of if you're going to get cut by a knife, which one is better, a sharp knife or a dull knife? Well, they're both going to cut you, but the sharp knife's actually better because it just leaves a clean, easier to heal wound, where a dull knife is going to tear when it does it, and it makes it harder for it to knit back up. So same thing with your grass.
I wouldn't have thought that. I would think I don't want a sharp knife. You cut me with a butter knife any day because I don't think it'll cut me.
Well, it's a dull sharp. When you're thinking of a sharp knife, but if you were to actually be cut by that butter knife, it took some doing. So it took more force.
That's a really good point.
It took force to do it. And with your lawnmower, we want to go along and we want to get that grass mowed, especially if it's a push mower, quickly. It's generally not a big lot, but you want to run back and forth, boom, 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 boom. It's all done. I'm ready for my iced tea. It's sitting there waiting for me, and my ice cubes are melting.
Right.
And so
That's a good feeling, isn't it?
We want to go through it. So a nice sharp blade is a good thing. Now, normally, we should have probably gone through this a few weeks ago, is if you don't do your own maintenance on it, you may want to take your mower somewhere and have the blade sharpened, have the oil changed.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue what to do.
Yeah, have a new spark plug put in it, and that's the basics on a lawnmower. If you do those three things, it's generally going to run for you the whole season, especially the oil change, here at the beginning of the season, depending on how big your lot is or how often you need to mow. You might need to change the oil one time in the middle of the season, especially because Florida, the season lasts.
I've never changed my oil on my lawnmower.
Do you add more in?
I had more, yeah.
Well, you should probably change
Really?
it. There's a bolt on the bottom. Usually,
I had
sometimes
no
there's
idea.
a bolt on
Really?
the bottom that you can just put it up on something or just take the cap off and dump it out. Because when engines run, they create heat, they create friction, removing microscopic pieces of metal from the insides of the engine, and
I had no idea.
it collects in the oil pan.
It's an amazing lawnmower.
Yeah.
It just always starts.
It's just one of those ones that's
Oh, and I posted a picture. I know you saw it because you liked it of the
Oh.
little lizard sitting
yes,
on a little
on
orange.
your orange, yeah.
It
was
looks
really
like a big
cute.
lizard on a big orange, but it's really
Just
I
a
mean,
little
the lizard
teeny- Oh,
was
it's a little
very
baby-
small,
baby lizard.
and the orange is very very
Just-
small. But
Cool.
but on the picture, it looks
It
like
looks-
a big
well,
lizard
sure,
on a big orange.
We can fake that stuff now.
Well, I didn't do anything to fake it.
No, I know, but I'm saying that, you get a close enough picture and it
Yeah.
looks.
And my whole the only thing I can take credit for is approaching it slowly so it wouldn't run away.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And most of the times the lizards will at least sit there for a moment until you get the camera ready, and then usually
Now, what are they
disappear.
called? Is it anole?
Probably, but yeah, an anole.
That's
yeah.
what you call it? ANOLE? And that's pronounced anole? Is that right?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah, there might be an I in there.
An I. Where would the I be?
ANOILE.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not sure. No, I'd have to look it up. But yeah, the anoles, but they're just a good looking
And
lizard.
that's the extent of our reptiles in this area, right? We don't have the iguanas.
No, we don't have the iguanas. We're too cold in the wintertime, and I'm glad we don't have iguanas.
There was one in the Cascades, but I suspect it got away from somebody's
Probably had
pet.
escaped, or somebody let it
And then
go.
later on, Dave found it dead. It died in the cold.
Right, because they don't like that cold temperatures. That's why you don't find them as you get down Palm Beach County and things like that. And
I
they're
love
all
seeing them,
over
though.
the
I know
place,
they hate
they're-
them,
they're
but I
just-
love them.
Yeah, they're a little creepy up in the trees.
So these are ours.
especially when they get in when they happen to have a freak cold spell and they fall out of the trees. Can you imagine going outside and here's all these iguanas falling out of the trees?
I know. I thought that'd be great. When I read that article back in the winter,
Kind of creepy. Kind of
it sounds
freaky.
cool.
Kind of creepy. But
I'll never forget the first time I saw an iguana down there. It was a friend's wedding, and I saw one on the beach. Well,
Yeah.
it's sort of kind of on the dunes. It's
Right,
really
right.
more accurate. I went in to tell my mom and dad, and my dad said, "Oh yeah, I saw one on the way in," because we were all staying in the
Right.
same room in a hotel. I said, "You saw one on the way in?" He said, "Yeah, it was lying in the road. It was dead." I said, "Dad, you didn't say anything." So on the way
Well, it
out,
was dead.
on the way out to the wedding, I said, "Point it out to me," because I thought he was just kidding.
Right.
And sure enough, there it was.
It was. It had
And
been
Carol
crossing
Ann,
the road or
It was
something.
the size of a large cat. It was so
Oh,
big.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
gigantic.
They are big, and like I said, they're a little creepy. Now we do get the alligators,
Well,
around.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right. I
those are
forgot. There's a reptile.
We do have those, and
Oh yeah. So we get
some turtles
the
and
smallest.
stuff. Yeah,
Oh yeah, they're all reptile, aren't they?
yeah, they're all your
Turtles are
reptilians,
reptiles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't get that. We don't get the imported. Well, no, we don't get the imported ones, which that would be the iguanas, because they're not native,
Okay.
and they were the ones that are there. That it happened, I think, when I believe Hurricane Andrew was when some of those pet shops and things like that they got blown away, and these tanks and these cages were, left to be open. When the storm came
Oh,
through,
really?
it broke.
So
Broke
that's
through
how
pet
they
stores.
that's how they got
pretty
into the
much-
wild.
Pretty much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was during Hurricane Andrew. I
didn't know that.
Slightly right there afterwards. And same thing with some of the boa constrictor issues is that either people had them as pets and let them go, or when pet stores had them
Right.
and the storms were damaged and destroyed during that.
But there's something like unless you're a snake lover, I guess
Yeah.
you kind of stay away from a boa constrictor, but
Yeah.
an iguana you want to get close. And
Yeah, iguana. Well, iguana's not going to wrap itself around you and try to eat you.
It's just going to eat your Cheetos. They love Cheetos.
They love Cheetos. Probably not.
It's chip
good
and
for
dip
the-
day. Don't forget.
Don't forget chip and dip. And I actually have some in my lunchbox. So.
All right, we'll take a little break and we'll be right back. The phone lines are open if you would like to chat with Carol Ann about your lawn and your garden. The number is 622-9622. We'll take a break and be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Clouds will break for some sun later today. There may be a shower in spots this afternoon along the coast. The high 79 along the coast, 84 inland. Tonight, partly cloudy. Again, there may be a shower along the coast with a low of 61 inland, 68 at the coast. For tomorrow, a warm day with times of clouds and sun. There can be a couple of showers during the morning hours along the coast. The high tomorrow, 82 at the coast, 86 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
In a study involving more than 2,000 people, those with slimmer waistlines showed higher cognitive ability than those who were overweight or obese. Our pets improve our character and make us much better people. If your partner's the one who's stressed out, we know that you will be 25% more likely to be affected than a stranger would be. Yeah, be careful because stress is contagious.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hey, I'm Gary.
And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning into The Source. Carol Ann Baldwin is here. You're in the garden with Carol Ann right now, and your phone calls are a part of the show. So if you want to call in, the number is 622-9622. And did you go to the Bike Week things? Anything over there?
I didn't, no, because I have to, this time of year, I work
busy.
7 days a week.
Yeah, right.
So I miss out on those festivities for Bike Week. But friends of mine had gone, my husband went, and they all had a good time. And
so the trike you posted, that's something you built on Facebook?
Yeah, the one that
looks like a half a Volkswagen.
The big orange trike is back on the road, and I say back on the road because it's been pretty much just sitting in the yard up on blocks for the last 5 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just had something minor wrong with it, and it needs tires. It still needs tires.
Now, this is because I don't know anything about motorcycles.
Yeah, but it's a half of a Volkswagen,
right?
Which the one that I used was a Baja Volkswagen, which was a Baja. Everybody thinks of Baja racers, the Volkswagens, popular probably back in the 60s and 70s.
Here's my non-gardening question.
Right.
On a motorcycle, a chain, like on a bicycle, the chain moves the back wheel.
No, this is a transmission.
Just like a car.
Yeah, like a car.
Wow, and you put that whole thing together?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, how long
ago?
It took a professional welder to put to meet the motorcycle frame to the car frame, but messing around with it and getting it on the road and everything, it probably took, I don't know, like 6 months or so, 9 months to build it, and then after that, I had to rebuild the engine because it had broke, and then
you had to rebuild it. Wow, I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Take it apart.
Did you literally have to cut a Volkswagen in half?
Yeah, I took a Sawzall to it. It was fun.
Really, by hand?
A reciprocating saw, electric reciprocating saw.
Okay.
And
again, I don't
and
even know.
was,
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
It was fun, but my husband got it back up on the road because he got it tired of seeing it sitting there in the yard and not going anywhere. And he likes that one, and it's
It looks like a,
and,
what do you call it, rickshaw? What do you call those things?
Oh, like a rickshaw? Well, I guess because it's got the so much of the
Right,
Volkswagen
like the
roof
bicycle in
still
China
on
where
it.
they
Yeah.
pull you.
Right.
I guess, I don't know.
It actually sort of looks like a Volkswagen ran over a motorcycle.
Oh,
and
no,
gobbled
don't
it
say
up.
that.
No.
Are you ready for the phone calls?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey.
Morning.
A question about a avocado tree.
Okay.
A neighbor has one that's pretty well protected. It's 7 years it's been in the ground.
Okay.
And it looks like it's 20 feet tall. About a third of the leaves are brown from the cold.
Okay.
2/3 are still green. And she says it never had fruit on it yet. And I was saying that, well, maybe you need to fertilize. I know that they take a long time to fruit, but
Well, it not just that. It could be that it needs a pollinator. That not all of them would be self-fertile.
oh,
And if it was grown from seed, it may be, that one, it's just going to take a long time to get, to mature to something that would bear fruit. But it could also be that she has one that needs a pollinator. And unless you know which variety it was, it may never fruit.
okay, that's it then.
That's
I didn't think about that. Right.
Right, because they do, they do take, I can look through them trying to see real quick if we've got anything. But most of the time, most of the trees I think are, unless they're hybrids that are set up for our location and things like that, losing the leaves and having setbacks and such. But like you say, it's protected. They can get up to about 40 feet. They'll give you good shade. So sometimes, plant it and enjoy the shade they're giving. I'm looking to see whether or not they're going to tell me really quick, or do I have to look it up better? Needing a cross-pollinator. And they do need good drainage. It's not going to be constantly wet, usually in our area. Not seeing it, but I know that most of them do need a pollinator of some kind, unless it says right on the variety when purchasing one that it doesn't.
So a pollinator would be she needs to get another tree.
Another avocado tree, right? Yeah, and if it has never flowered, it could just be it's not mature enough.
Okay.
Yeah, if she's only had it for 7 years, I know there's some like citrus trees can take 10 years plus if it's a seed-grown tree to put fruit on to ever flower.
Okay.
So it could be that if she started a seed on the kitchen windowsill, like so many of us do for fun, and planted and grew it and nurtured it, and she's got a wonderful tree, it's just going to take time.
Okay. I also have a question on a banana.
Okay.
When the new leaf comes out, they stand straight up like a flagpole for
right.
A week or two, and then they start to open. I have one that the green came out, but it drooped down, and it's actually hanging down. It never stood up. I've never seen that before.
But I mean, it opened up okay.
No, it didn't open. It was thin like a little pipe.
Right.
And then it just drooped. I guess it drooped as it was growing out, and it never unfolded. I'm wondering about just going up and cutting it off kind of at the top, so the new leaf can come out.
Yeah, you might want to just to see. I'm wondering whether or not that tree didn't happen within that it's actually not one that's. When it was cut, once we started warming up, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it wasn't that we had it and then it was cut and then we had that cold spell, so you couldn't tell that it got hit. Is I guess what my thought was. It was cut after that. Yeah, I would go ahead and cut that one off, or even take a couple more inches off the trunk and see whether or not you can force another leaf out. Are there other trees growing around it?
Oh yes, I have about probably 7 to 10 more.
Okay, so that if you happen to lose that one, it's not going to be a huge.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah. So I would cut a couple inches off of it and let a few more. Let it see if it pops back out of there.
Okay.
All righty.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're
and,
welcome.
This is a great show.
Well, thanks.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
Thank you. It is a great show. It's one of my favorite parts of the week. It's so relaxing. I just love. I mean, I'm not out in the garden much, but I like hearing about people being out in the garden.
Oh yeah, and that was
I like looking at them.
Like looking out through. Right. That. With the avocado, actually just seeing something else there, that it's, unless that avocado was grafted, it can take my friend online here had said it could take forever, and it could like 10 years, or so like that. And he said it was 7 years in the ground. That's the thing with, we like to try things on our own, and they will grow. It's just because it's not a grafted tree, where you're actually taking a mature root zone or more mature root zone and putting the desirable portion on the top of it, that will trick it into being as mature as it needs to be to begin to fruit.
Fascinating,
yeah. It's one of those little things that just sort of tricks it into doing what it's supposed to.
And you have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Carol Ann. Carol Ann, I have a neighbor that wants to give me a couple of their banana trees. Is this a good time to locate them, or have I missed the opportunity?
Oh, no, you can put them in. Yeah, just go ahead, get them. Are they in pots, or you're going to dig them out of the ground?
Out of the ground.
Out of the ground? Yeah, just, they're heavy. I'll let you know that. Banana trees are heavy. They have so much moisture in them that they are extremely heavy, that you could, if they're tall, you can cut them back, because they should be able to leaf out without a problem, or get some of the smaller ones if you can. They're a fibrous root zone. It's sort of like a rhizome underneath the ground, and just realize how heavy they're going to be. And they do like a sort of real fertile soil, a little bit on the moist side, and if they're in a little more protected location is how you keep them from freezing, so that they can live long enough to produce fruit.
Okay, do I have to have a certain distance from them, like a 1 foot radius around them or something like that?
I'd probably give them a couple feet between each one, just because they will send up pups later on as they begin to grow, and more trees will come in that area. And if you're using them more for the decorative, or realizing that they're more than likely going to be more decorative than fruit producing, you want to give them enough room that they can put those clusters of trees in there, and it's just a nice tropical look.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
All right, the number is 622-9622 if you want to call in. We're just about up to a break, about a minute and a half before the bottom of the hour.
And I keep going through, and I told you when we were on that last break, I keep looking at here at the Farmer's Almanac and keep trying to underline the wrong weather, because it was funny with the end of January, running about the same time of year. It was rainy periods and cool. Well, we turned a little cool here this week. But here for
last night especially.
Last night I said, so you can tell you're a Floridian when 68 degrees in March makes you go, ooh, it's a little chilly, and I have a sweatshirt on right now.
That's true though.
They've got us at here for the end of the month, a few thunderstorms and warm, and coming into April. It's already almost April.
Where's
amazing? The year going? They're saying their temperatures are going to be above average, about 4 degrees, and precipitation at half an inch, which is 2 inches below average. So watch if we don't, if the almanac's right, it looks like we may start the month at least a little on the dry side. So you may need to be irrigating your lawn and some of the shrubs as well, just to come out of the winter time and into that spring.
April showers bring May flowers.
What do Mayflowers bring?
Pilgrims.
That's right. Bad joke.
All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. If you want to call Carol Ann, we got a whole half hour left of the program, so plenty of time to have a chat with you on the air. The number is 622-9622. We'll be right back.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Lillian Wu. An Airbus carrying at least 150 people has crashed in a remote part of southern France. The Germanwings flight owned by Lufthansa.
It was flying from Barcelona in Spain up to Dusseldorf in Germany. A distress call was made at 9:47 a.m. local time. Now, I'm told that in that distress call there was no nature of the problem given. It was a very brief call, and then there proceeded to be a catastrophic loss of altitude. That aircraft, in the space of 10 minutes, it has gone from flying at 40,000 feet down to just 6,200.
And Brady with Fox Sister Network Sky News. Authorities expect no survivors. A massive protest in Afghanistan over a woman beaten to death by a mob after falsely being accused of burning the Koran. And police say 5 people have been hurt in a shooting near a college campus in northern Tennessee last night. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Geico Motorcycle presents Reflections from the Road.
Let me tell you, the road is a much more relaxing place since I switched to Geico Motorcycle Insurance and started saving money. With that taken care of, now I can think about deep, important things. Like how come it's a pair of pants when there's only one of them? A real brain teaser. But hey, at least saving money with Geico Motorcycle is as easy as pie. What does that mean, anyway?
Geico Motorcycle Insurance. See how much you could save.
In the time you've spent listening to this radio spot, you could have completed and submitted an entire expense report with a simple picture of your receipt. That's all it takes for you to get back to work and for your business to run more efficiently. To learn more and discover all the ways Concur helps manage your company's expenses, just go to tryconcur.com for a free test drive.
Ooh, a xylophone. Sounds dreamy.
Yeah, they don't make them like this anymore, Robin. I'm shipping it to the Musical Historical Society.
And you're packing it like that?
What, this won't work?
Why don't you take it to the Personal Service Center at the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street in Ocala? Just look for the yellow signs.
Great idea. That'll save me a lot of time.
The passing of time.
Personal Service Center makes sending packages easy.
And quick. Call 789-6683.
For the Personal Service Center.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Your weekends are getting a little retool.
Swear to God, not making a joke.
Check this out. New shows? Check. We are Force. Some new talent? Check. Let's welcome the guys.
Let's get it going.
Arnie Spanier.
Unbelievable.
TJ Reeves.
This is what you get.
Your weekends are on fire. Because that's how exotic it is. We are Force.
25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Carol Ann Baldwin is here, and we're talking about your lawns and your gardens, and your phone calls are a good way for us to know what's going on in your garden. Maybe you have a question about that, and this is a time to call. The number is 622-9622. Carol Ann will answer your questions and tell you what to do.
That's it. I did get a request from Norma Samuel. She's the Master Gardener Coordinator here in Marion County, and said, it's that time of year again. Those who may be interested in becoming a Master Gardener. Coming up in May the 13th, so put this on your calendar now, from 10 to noon at the Extension office is the perfect, as I say, the perfect opportunity for you to meet experienced Master Gardeners and learn about the class and volunteer requirements if you're interested in possibly becoming a Master Gardener. You don't have to have a green thumb. You don't have to have a brown thumb. It's one of those things you just have to have. You have to have something that you like plants and that you wish to help others with the knowledge that you gain. You become a trained volunteer. It's not something that you have to have worked in a nursery industry at any time or been a florist or anything like that. If you have an interest in plants and helping people with it, this might be something for you. The classes do run for 13 weeks, starting from August the 19th through November 18th at the Extension office. The cost is $160, which is payable once you're accepted into the program, because they can only take a limited amount. Those who come out for the informational portion of it will have the opportunity to fill out an application. Applicants are then, the applications are all compiled, interviews are done, and a selection is made. Only because of limited classroom space, and that it is a sort of an intense, very one-on-one learning experience with trips up to the university, to some other nurseries and big places where you need to have smaller groups. It's a great program. If you need more information, you can call over to Extension, speak with Terry at the desk, 671-8400, or you can email terry.holt@marioncountyfl.org for some more information. But it is it's something I did years ago, pushing my 20th year as a Master Gardener.
Wow.
And it is one of those things of I went in, I think, with more selfish reasons that I wanted to learn more.
That's not.
And then when once I
selfish.
Well, once I learned it, I wanted the information.
You wanted it, so I see the self part.
I wanted the information, but once I learned the information, what did I want to do? I wanted to tell everybody about it.
Yeah, sure.
And I wanted to help other people, and that's what we do. And so, if that sounds like something you're interested in. Off the top of my head right now, I don't know, because I've been in long enough, my requirements annually have been grandfathered in, that how you keep your certification each year is by a certain amount of educational hours that you take in, as well as a certain amount of volunteer hours that you give back. What the total amount for each person is now, I'm not real sure on, but you can call over there to the Ag Center. They would tell you the classes are normally 1 day a week.
Do you know the number?
671-8400.
There you go.
And that way you can learn more. And if you've been to the Master Gardener Spring Festival, to any of their plant sales, to any of the presentations that they put on at all the different public libraries in the county, if your children have experienced any of the programs in the elementary schools, I mean, this is where Master Gardeners are. They're at the garden clubs doing presentations. They're within the FYN, the Florida Yards and Neighborhoods, or I guess it's Florida Friendly Landscaping Program now, which has done a lot of changes in gated communities on what your lawn surfaces and things like that can be. So if any of that sounds interesting, give a call over there to get some more information and set that date. I think I said it was May the 13th.
How much? Then how much it costs?
The cost, there is no cost initially. Your cost only comes in if you are selected for the program, and it's $160 for the class, and that's your book costs. That's your book and your printing, for any printed materials that they have to do, because you keep all your books, and they are all very, very informative, and you will learn those books. We got a couple of really great teachers, but it's intense. You have to want to do it. I don't want to scare anybody off, but it's something that's.
Got to be committed.
It's in depth. It is in depth. And it is Wednesday, May the 13th from 10 to noon is the informational session. And do expect, come in at 10. It takes about 2 hours to go through that because you'll see video presentation, question and answer, and different things like that. So it's not just pop in for 10 minutes and find out. Plan on coming out and doing.
So I have a question about my bougainvillea.
Bougainvillea.
I never even know how to say it.
Your bogey.
So here's what happened. During the cold days, it's completely. I know it's not dead, but it looks like it's dead.
Right.
Because I've gone through this every year.
Yeah.
However, if you didn't know, you might think it was doing fine because all the green leaves in there are from that vine that I've been having a problem with the last couple of years. So I got this vine all through these dead-looking branches,
Right.
but I know that soon the bougainvillea is going to start to come back.
It's going to pop out.
All right. So when the bougainvillea, whatever it's called, was alive, was green.
Was green.
And I had the vines. It was very impossible for me to get that Roundup onto that vine.
To treat that vine, right.
If I just, now that it's...
I wouldn't spray through it.
Oh, okay.
No.
It'll kill the bougainvillea?
It could. Right, it could.
Even with no leaves on it?
There might be enough openness to it. It's usually when we're spraying something like a Roundup or an herbicide like that, we're spraying it closer to ground level. But because you can now see that vine, you can cut it off up higher and then treat the lower areas. And even if you just cut it and just let those pieces die off that are up above and through the fence or wherever it's through, so that then you can get to that lower part of that vine and treat that. Because usually what we want to do, the recommendation on trying to kill off vines is to cut them back to just a couple feet.
Huh.
If
then you got to get your hands in there with all those thorns and what, brush it on or something?
No, with that, then you can just take and put something in, and you can spray it, you can spray it, just try to keep it contained.
Oh, okay. Well, because I tried doing that one time.
Yeah, and you got overspray on.
Yeah, it killed the grass. And it killed that one branch on the sago palm.
On your sago palm, killed a frond on there. Yeah, you got to be.
How do you spell sago, by the way?
Sago, S-A-G-O.
S-A-G-O. Okay.
Sago palm.
Sago.
And it's not a palm, it's a cycad.
What does it mean?
What does
the
sago
word sago,
mean?
yeah.
I don't know. You'd have to Google it. Hit the Googles and you can find
Where
out.
did I see there was another kind of palm tree? So where was the other kind of palm tree? There's more than one palm tree, isn't there?
Oh, there's a lot of different palms because those are your.
There's one real thick one with all those little.
There's
oh gosh, what am I trying to think of?
The sago and the kunti aren't true palms. They are cycads. It's a different family of plant. These here are the sabal palm, which is the native palm to Florida. And then you have pindo palms, which are kind of a gray-green with a long. You have palmate palms, which the leaves look like a hand, hence the name palm tree. And then there's other ones that are more feathery, where it's a longer frond with more graceful.
Is that the one at the new Publix down here? That's where I saw these other ones. They don't look like these ones.
No. I'd have to look again.
Gosh,
I drive by there and I don't look that often. But the pindo palm is also known as a jelly palm. That the little berries are actually edible.
Orange colored?
Yeah, little orange berries.
Yeah, that's the one with the big, thick, and it's got lots of little things on the trunk, like.
I'd have to look at
like you
those
could climb
ones,
it.
yeah.
It couldn't climb this.
No, because it's smooth.
But
right.
I couldn't. Somebody else might. But I could probably. Well, maybe not.
No,
but when I was younger, I might be able.
Right. A kid, because it looks like stair steps.
Right. Hey, there's a hand on the door. Look at that.
Is there a hand? Do. They have the queen palms, the pindos, Washingtonians, your European fan palms. There's all kinds of different palms that will grow here, do well here. Just realize that some of them, when you look, you go, the only thing you're going to see is a trunk of a tree. So some of them may be an accent in the back.
That's true.
Where you're planting underneath, because it may, when you get one that's only 4 feet tall and it's a little tiny one, it's going, oh, cool, that's a palm tree. And don't get them too close to the house because they're going to grow, as with any tree. And realize that they're going to have empty trunks after a while.
There's one out here that's dead. Did you ever see it?
There's one over here that's dead too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we'll be right back. Got a good 15 minutes left in the show. If you have a question for Carol Ann, the number is 622-9622. We will be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Clouds will break for some sun later today. There may be a shower in spots this afternoon along the coast. The high 79 along the coast, 84 inland. Tonight, partly cloudy. Again, there may be a shower along the coast with a low of 61 inland, 68 at the coast. For tomorrow, a warm day with times of clouds and sun. There can be a couple of showers during the morning hours along the coast. The high tomorrow, 82 at the coast, 86 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
Black Cow composted cow manure is a terrific organic soil amendment. We start with cow manure from dairy farms and then compost it a full 90 days. The result is an all-natural, dark, rich soil amendment that's great for everything you grow. Flowers, vegetables, shrubs, trees, and lawns too. Look for Black Cow in the bright yellow and black bag at your favorite nursery or garden center.
Black Cow, the mature manure. Black Cow.
Are you still fertilizing flowers and vegetables the old-fashioned way?
Then switch to Dynamite Premium Plant Food. The secret to more flowers, bigger blooms, and more vegetables is consistent feeding. Dynamite Premium Plant Food is formulated for our Florida climate and has a unique coating that releases nutrition consistently, so there are no peaks and no valleys. Dynamite is just a terrific product. It even contains the micronutrients plants need in small quantities for maximum growth. With Dynamite, you get an explosion of color, flowers, and vegetables. Dynamite comes in a handy shake and feed plastic bottle. Just one application will last up to 6 months. For more flowers, bigger blooms, and more vegetables, try Dynamite Premium Plant Food today. Look for Dynamite at your Home Depot or Lowe's garden department. Visit on the web at dynamiteplantfood.com.
Johnny, what are you doing in the bathroom? What are you saying? Wait, where are your toy cars? Oh no, tell me you didn't. Honey, call Mike Scott Plumbing.
I didn't do anything.
For once that's true, but little Johnny flushed his toys down the toilet and now it's broke.
Yes. Oh no. I'll get the phone. What's the toll-free number?
866-314-4443.
Got it. 866-314-4443.
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, they do it. At Mike Scott Plumbing, from the moment you walk through the doors, it's evident that quality is key. From our fully stocked parts department to our fully trained service technicians who can help with anything from a clogged drain to your irrigation system and even servicing your entire septic system. Visit one of our beautiful showrooms in Hernando or in Wildwood and let us show you how to turn your kitchen and bath dreams into reality. Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
In a study involving more than 2,000 people, those with slimmer waistlines showed higher cognitive ability than those who were overweight or obese. Our pets improve our character and make us much better people. If your partner's the one who's stressed out, we know that you will be 25% more likely to be affected than a stranger would be. Yeah, be careful because stress is contagious.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock. Carol Ann Baldwin is here. Your garden will be prettier if you get a couple of pieces of advice.
No, we share advice back and forth amongst gardeners and things like that. But this is a.
Could you grow a palm tree from a seed? Is there a palm tree seed?
You can, yeah. So many of them do have a seed. Yeah, I mean it's the sagos and kuntis. Again, they're not palms. They readily, you can see those seeds. The pindo, you can see. They're just going to take a really long time.
But could I start one in a little flower pot?
Yeah,
really?
You could. You figure, what is a coconut palm? But the coconut seed.
But that is the seed.
Is the seed.
Wow, that's a huge seed.
That's a huge seed for them. But
So how big is the seed? Where are the seeds on this thing?
On those, they'll send out a flower over time, a stalk, and on these it's much smaller. Just like the pindo palm has the jelly, the little fruit on it. The seed is inside of that, but they take a long time to germinate, and just it would just take you a long time to grow them. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure what their germination rates are, because I don't see where the pindos, the birds eat all those pindo seeds and things in the squirrels, and you'd figure that there'd be the areas underneath littered with small palms, but they're not. They're
amazing. So could I? They grow slow.
Yes.
So could I have one in my house? A small 10-foot or 6-foot palm tree?
People do, but the ones that are for outdoors generally would want more sun. There are some palms that are suited for lower light, like on a patio, in a bird cage.
And I always thought they were only possible in the South. But Robin went to this restaurant on the rooftop in New York City with her mom and her son, and they had palm trees on the roof.
I'm wondering if they don't, in the colder months, take those down into the basement.
Where it's like artificial heat
it just keeps it at a certain temperature to where they just sit there dormant.
That's got to be a big elevator.
Yeah, well, that would, or they crane them down.
Maybe crane them, yeah.
Yeah.
How would you put that in an elevator?
How do you stick a 20-foot palm tree in an elevator?
How do you get it in the basement? I mean, it's got to be a big, tall basement.
I'm not sure how they would do it, or even do they take them elsewhere and just, But
maybe they just bring them back to Florida.
Right, or have that there is a greenhouse somewhere where they're just laid. You
must have a successful restaurant business if you can afford to fly palm trees back and forth.
Or just to have palm trees on, in an area where they're not native, and you kind of wonder how they. I guess it's for the atmosphere, but I don't ever think of tropical restaurants in that I'm going to look for that tropical. Ambience and things like that setting in a restaurant in New York City. It just not something I would be looking for.
I never did either. I've never gone to that rainforest restaurant in Disney. Have you?
No.
I wonder if that's got real plants in it. Yeah, but
Disney has all kinds.
That's what I'm thinking.
Plants,
they must have a lot of plants that you wouldn't see native here, but you would see like in Brazil or whatever.
Right. That they can, because they can do it. They have that. They
got the money.
They got the underground where they grow them all. So.
And you have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Carol Ann and Larry.
Good morning. Yeah.
I was wondering, do the master gardeners at all get called to give presentations to like the county or the maintenance crews? The people who come out, and sometimes inmates are doing work within the medians and things. I'm wondering if they ever give them instruction, or if they can, it's not necessary to cut back. In fact,
No, when you're they don't, because the master gardeners are for homeowners. Not for commercial. It's strictly for homeowners. They don't do farms and things like that. And when it comes to the medians and things like that, that is regulated by the Department of Transportation. So that's, on those kind of things, on how things are pruned, what plants are put in. Parks and Recreation have their own people who are educated at, and I mean, we've got some pretty smart people within Parks and Recreation who know the landscapes and are the ones who tend to that or instruct within that.
I see, because there were some retention ponds that had, just nice sized crepe myrtles, and they were all just cut, and so, now they're just making those little sprouts. So I'm just curious as to, why sometimes those things are done, and
Well, and it's on things like that, it's a matter of time, and that they will be kept to a size that is maintainable, and they can go through and they can do that quickly. They can, and it's cleaned up and it's out of there. That's what, it's not something that is we affectionately call it crepe murder, but it's not an unacceptable practice to do that. That's what, when it comes to county, roadways and things like that, you've got to keep certain things set to a certain height. Certain plants and things like that, it's just an easier maintenance issue on those.
Yeah, well, that goes to plant. That also goes to, trying to plant the right plant, the right size, in the right place. So
but that probably still wouldn't stop them. That probably still wouldn't stop them. But that's a whole nother it's a whole nother thing. But they have their own. And again, like I said, Department of Transportation, and they do their research stuff. If you drive, I haven't. Trying to think if I've been down 25th Avenue in a while. They have the crepe myrtles on both sides of the roads, and I don't think those get cut. The trees that are planted, anything planted in a median has to either be below, I think, 3 feet or at its mature size, and anything that's going to be a tree has to have a trunk that's cleared from 4 feet down, so that it can be seen across those medians.
Right.
Anything, and unfortunately in some private intersections where it's private property on these intersections, they have hedges that are growing way too high that really should be cut way back by a couple feet. But why don't they do it? Well, because it looks nice big. So sometimes proper maintenance isn't being fully done either on cutting them back far enough. But on the roads and things like that, that's all DOT. Parks and things like that would be park service. And when it comes to the inmates, they do what they're told.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's all those guys are doing is doing what they're told. So.
Yeah, that part I understand. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Carol Ann.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you have another phone call.
Sure.
Good morning. You're on there with Carol Ann.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Morning.
I just had a call today because I'm going to turn in Larry to Matt next Monday for never changing his oil in his lawnmower. So we'll discuss that next Monday. A real quick question. It's probably too early for grass seed. You want the ground to be about in the middle or high 50s, although we've had a warm March so far, and the lows have not gone much below 60 degrees, so we're getting pretty close probably, huh?
Yeah, if you're looking to do a little fill with some seed, I'd do it now. There's no reason not to. The only reason not to would be is if you don't have irrigation, because we are a little dry.
Yeah, they did have a nice rain here yesterday, and then a couple of days, I think it was Sunday, it rained pretty good.
Yeah, some areas did. Now, I didn't get any of the rain on Sunday, though I got wet at work yesterday, and I think we got some rain at the house. But when you're putting seed down, you have to irrigate that, for that good 30 days till it starts coming up and growing. Yeah. So most of the reason why people generally will wait would be hoping that rain is going to help them irrigate, especially if you're on a city system where it costs you, your water bill, to irrigate.
So the soil temperature is not all that big of a deal?
Not so much with us, because it is warming. It may take a few extra days, but you figure your Bahia seed can take upwards to 28 days to germinate.
Okay.
That's just going to be, of course, a matter of course, no matter what.
Would you recommend watering almost every day a little bit? Or
a little, yeah, I would water it every day, until it starts coming up, and then you might be able to drop back a little bit, for the next couple of weeks. If it starts coming up rather quickly, you could probably drop back some, but you want to give it enough water to where it's getting its roots established and things like that. Getting it growing.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. We're coming to that time.
Can you believe it?
It's that time. Almost the end of March, and it's the end of the show. Look at that.
Well, you still got. Let's see.
We still got to.
The next show you do will be the last day of the month.
Ah, yes, it will.
Right.
Yeah.
31 days.
Look at there.
Well, it was fun as always.
It was a good one.
Thank you, Carol Ann.
And thank you, and everybody. Be good out there.
You have to go back to Lady Lake today?
No, actually, I'm heading west, heading Inverness and Crystal River today.
All right. One of the best snorkeling places in the world.
There you go. That is
Crystal River.
Yep, Crystal River. Sure
Number
is.
3 on the list. We had that this morning.
Oh, I can imagine.
Thank you, Carol Ann.
Thanks, Larry.
Did I start the music too early? No, it's okay.
Not really.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Lillian Wu. 150 people are believed dead in a plane crash over the French Alps in a very remote area.
I'm told if you were to try hiking there, it would take 2.5 hours to get anywhere near the crash site. It's going to be a huge challenge for the French emergency services. A helicopter is the only way of accessing what they have identified.